Welcome back, beautiful people. Today we're gonna finally continue with the ring tosser game. In the last episode, I think we created the ring. We managed to add detection if it is around the bottle's neck. But for now, we are going to create the bottles and assign different points to some of them. So let's do that. Where is Unity? Where is Unity? Hello, Unity. So we have a bottle prefab here, which we made. Let's get out of ISO mode. We're gonna spawn a bunch of them, and we're gonna call it bottle field, right? So let's create an empty object, call it bottle field. And this is going to have a script on it that will be creating these bottles. So bottle field creator. Now, previously when I created the ring, I just created the ring at runtime, copied or dragged the whole all the objects into the assets folders, and that made the prefab. But doing so, I realized it loses the connection to the original ring parts. So with the battlefield, we wanna keep the connection to the to each bottle, to the prefabs, because we might want to change and add some things to them later. And if we break the prefab connection, we're going to have to manually go into each bottle and assign whatever we want to add, and it will not be pretty. So in order to do that, we have to make this script runnable outside of play mode. So it's going to have the same. It's going to have a reference to a game object, bottle field prefab, not to bottle prefab. And we're going to have some other variables here, like how many rows, 10, and how many columns, 100. And we're going to make a function, a public function, create bottle field. And for var okay, for j for each column. So we're going on each row and create the columns. We are going to instantiate the bottles, but instead of using instantiate, we're going to use game object instantiate prefab. Was it game object? Instantiate, no, I think it's object instantiate. Where was that function? Instantiate prefab, or it was prefab utility, I think. Instantiate prefab, yeah. And we're going to get it as a game object. So basically it runs the same, only that this prefab utility doesn't break the connection to the prefab. Right. So we are going to space the bottle out. Let's just see what's the width of one bottle. One bottle is, it's got a 12 meter. Okay. So we're going to space them out. So each bottle will be bottle transform position equals, but the j is multiplying by 12. Let's call this private float spacing 12f. 12f. I hate when this thing started this is wrong. This is x and this is y, and y is up, so we don't need to do this on up axis. We are doing this here on the z axis. Okay. And I want each odd row to give a bit of offset. So I'm going to add an offset here, which is equal to y, take the remainder of this 0, spacing half of it, and if not, no. God damn it, I hate this. So we're going to add this here, plus blah 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 blah, and now we are going to make another class. It's going to be public static class bottle field menu. Okay, menu item assets create bottle field, public static create bottle field, and this is going to I'm not gonna waste too much time in here. I'm just gonna try and grab the object that has this class on it. So var bottle field creator equals object, find object of type, and the type will be bottle field creator, right? It doesn't like the name anyway. Bottle field creator, create bottle field. So I'm going to, in the menu, I'm trying to find the object that has this class on it, and I'm gonna call this. Obviously this will crash horribly if I won't have an object with this class on it, like for example assets create bottle field, and it gives an error, obviously. Bottle field creator script, but because we are in a prototyping phase, we're just gonna cut a few corners, just get right to the meat of things, right? So we have the object assets create bottle field, bam. And we did mistake. We did mistake. The bottles are any, let's just check them here. They are one after another, but maybe 100 is too much. Let's just prefab bottle. We could also, because we're gonna keep doing this, we could keep references to these created objects. Private list game object bottles. I like to put an underscore for private variables. Okay, so when clear this list, add bottle. Okay, and we're gonna make another function here, public void destroy bottle field, and it's gonna go through each bottle and destroy it. Destroy bottle, and after that bottles clear. We're gonna clear the list. So instead of clearing the list here, we're gonna try and destroy if there are any existing bottles. We're gonna make another menu item here. I'm gonna create asset. Oh, what the hell? Assets. Let's make it like this. Bottle field. Destroy bottle field. And this one will be like this. Again, another static method. Destroy battlefield. Gonna get the same object and battlefield creator. Destroy battlefield. This is what we need. So assets, create, where is it now? Oh, come on, somewhere named battlefield. It's somewhere here. I'm not seeing it. Rendering text. Is there an error? Yes, there is an error. We have to initialize this list, otherwise I'm going to cry. It's not here. Let's call it something else. Tools. And we have tools here. Tools, battlefield, and tools, battlefield, destroy battlefield. Destroy may not be called in edit mode. Destroy immediate instead. Okay. Destroy immediate. Param pam pam. We lost the connection. Okay, so tools, battlefield, tools, destroy battle. Boom. Okay, so it works now. Let's do it again. Create, tools, destroy. Nice. Now let's see what the fucking problem is, because they are spawned like this. Right, so this is wrong here on the... I'm going over each row. I should be going over each column with the offset instead. So this is what it should be done. Shop. And we have 1,000 bottles. Now, we have what we need. We don't need the battlefield creator anymore. We're gonna select all the bottles. Oh, so many. Create an empty parent. And let's call it battlefield. This one I'm gonna drag as a prefab. I'm gonna save the scene. Battlefield. The only problem is we've created it where we shouldn't, so we're gonna move the camera. Mistakes were made. Let's move from above view, rotate it 90 degrees, minus 90 degrees, and drag it somewhere around here. I managed to place it almost in the center. So this will do for what we want to do. What do we want to do? We want to throw rings at those buttons, right? So we're gonna create the tilted plane we did for the other Carnival game. I'm not sure I remember its name. It's been such a long time ago. But we are going to add a plane. Let's look at it. And thank you, Unity, for positioning it somewhere. This will be at the position of, what is this here? Divided by 2 again. And we're gonna scale it so it kind of fills the whole view. And now we are going to tilt it like this. We are trying to get the mouse input with this plane. So when I'm touching the screen, swiping up and letting go. So if I do this, I want to capture all the input, and if I'm going too high, I want to capture that too. So I'm tilting the plane even more. So this plane, input plane, let's call it, it has a mesh collider on it. Let's put it on a layer called input plane, like I already had it set up. And we have now, all that we have to do is add a script that when I'm touching down, it marks the position, stores the position. I'm swiping up and letting go. And when I'm letting go, I'm computing the vector, which will be the difference between these 2 points in world space. And they will always be, this one will be closer to me and this one will be farther, just because the plane is tilted like this, and I'm starting from here to here. So I'm always going to have a pointer pointing away from the camera. And I will use that vector as a force vector to add an impulse to the spawned ring. Just launch it. I don't need to have a mesh renderer on this plane because I don't want to see it. I just need its collision shape. So I remove the mesh renderer from it. Now I'm going to input plane. I think I'm going to add the input script here as well. It needs to be on an object, doesn't really matter which one. Input handler. This will be handling input. And drag it here. And what is this going to do? It's going to, on update, if input not get mouse button down, 0 is the first button, the left click. So I'm getting the position in world space. So I'm gonna create a vector 3 start position, right? So if array equals camera screen point to ray input mouse position, and this ray, if physics raycast ray, so this ray that will be starting from the camera, and it is going to get us the hits, but I need to tell it to go to infinity, and I need to tell it the layer, and it's not gonna be ground. It's going to be against input plane. I don't want this ray to collide with anything else, like the bottles or maybe an existing ring that's flying already. So start position is this hit that this method gives us, and out of this raycast hit data we are only interested in the point, which is this, right? And I'm gonna use another variable, bool, valid start equals false. So now we know that we have a valid start, and when we let go, input, get mouse button up, left click, and we have a valid start, otherwise we don't care. If you somehow manage to click somewhere that doesn't collide with the input plane, or maybe we don't care, it's just a precaution. We are doing the same, so ray, input mouse position, if physics raycast. We're gonna make me type now out raycast hit max infinity input plane. So we have a valid position for end. So we're gonna compute the force vector, which is going to be vector 3 force vector. The force vector is the difference between start position and hit point. Right, and now we need to invalidate the start, and we're going to do it no matter what you did. If you lifted your left click, we don't have a valid start anymore. What do we do with this force vector? And what do? We instantiate a ring and throw it. We're gonna add this exactly here, even though in a proper game I wouldn't mix all this code together. We need a prefab to the ring. What did I type here? Game object. So we're going to instantiate it. Instantiate ring prefab at camera main transform position. So in the middle of the camera, like in the middle between your eyes, I'm gonna instantiate this ring, and let's get it. Ring get add force vector, but does the ring have a, yes, it has a rigid body. So we are adding add force, and this force is going to be an impulse, right? So this should just work right now. So all we need to do is get the ring as a prefab here, save the scene, go in play mode, and cry if it doesn't work. Something happened. I think I did a problem, and I'm throwing the ring the other way around. It's hit point minus start position. Yep. Let's see. Let's get out of ISO mode in scene view. Where is the camera? Just select it. Okay. Boom, one of them fell. So the problem is because the camera is tilted and the vector is going like this, camera is looking down, that's why I'm launching it. It looks like I'm launching it very high. So maybe we can launch it like from an offset, on a vertical offset under the camera. Private float vertical offset is, what's the position of the camera here? It's 67. I don't know. 30. Okay. And we are launching it from camera main transform position minus new vector 3 0. God damn it. Minus vertical offset 0. Let's see how it looks like this. It seems to be launching from a higher position then. Why is it higher? It should be lower. What's the input handler here? Vertical offset 30. And I did camera position minus. I said minus and then added another minus. So now it's better. Although this force is too high. So I'm going to clamp it. Max force. Add another variable. No. Max force. But first, let's see what's the magnitude of this force here. Where is it? Force vector. Just going to output it. Magnitude. So let's see what's the length of this vector. And we have here 171, 118, 173, 93, 66. So I think we're going to clamp it 100. Yeah, that seems about right. So max force should be 100F. Is Rider picking up with what I'm saying or what's going on here? So how to clamp a force? Force vector normalized. No. Right. So I want to remap the values to not hit point. Force vector normalized magnitude. I just want to remap it to some other values. Let's see what would be like the minimum to reach. This is 43. 45, 30, 31, 40, 60. Okay, so starting from 60 all the way out 100. I think 110. 124 is over. 84, 100. So from 60 to 110. I don't need a certificate for. So we are going to write a remap function. It's going to be useful in other scenarios, but I don't know. Public vector 3 remap vector 3. It's going to take the vector is going to take min, max, and this is the and the 2 min, 2 max. Right. So these are the min max that it has right now, and I'm going to remap them to 60 to 100. So it will be like, I don't know, 30 to 200 here, and it's going to output somewhere between 60 and 110, I think I said. We need to remap its magnitude. So remap magnitude equals what? We are gonna remap the magnitude, so it means we need to min plus no, we need the vector magnitude minus min multiplied by 2 max minus 2 min, max minus min. Is this the correct formula for remapping something? You get the desired minimum, you get the actual value current minus the current minimum, and multiplied by the desired interval divided by the current interval. Yeah, I guess this sounds perfect. And all you need to do is return the vector, and I think it wrote it correctly. Yeah, normalize it and multiply it by the magnitude. So this, let's see how many mistakes there are here right now. And go into play mode. All we accomplished is that it's much more easier for the user to hit the bottles, throw the ring somewhere over a bottle without going overboard. I think this is it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next one, and peace out.